Legacy. It's what we leave behind. We often think of it as money, property, or even Granny's old China tea set. But if we become curious about what is a legacy, it can take on a whole new meaning. The legacy I'm speaking about today is different, but I believe something of much more value. The simple but powerful act of a caring connection. Think back to a time when someone made an impactful or caring connection with you. It could have been a kind neighbor, a teacher, or someone who cares what you're going through because they know how it feels. How did that make you feel? And did you notice how warmly you are thinking about it today? That is the legacy of a caring connection. It stays with you. The beautiful thing is, it can happen anywhere, anytime, with anyone, and there are no monetary or social barriers. Connections can be big, small, or what I call micro connections, those seemingly irrelevant moments that take seconds, but can leave a huge impact. A caring connection can change a life. It did mine, and I didn't even know it at the time. I grew up in abject poverty in a violent and abusive household. I first started thinking about dying when I was 4 years old. I don't know if at that tender age I could truly understand the full concept of death, but I did know I wanted the pain to stop. I believed I was dumb, was no one, would be no one, and that no one cared. In school, I took food out of other kids' lunches in the cloakroom and ate half-eaten apples I took out of the garbage. I got picked on, and at times was that smelly kid in class. And my family, man, they had a reputation of being rough and tough. And the cops, they sure knew who we were. So by the time I came along, that reputation was automatically passed down to me. I had no chance, or so it seemed. However, when I was 5 years old, we had neighbors named Mr. and Mrs. Porter. They were elderly, at least in my 5-year-old mind. And let's face it, at that age, we all thought anybody over the age of 9 was ancient. They enjoyed gardening and would often lean on their tools and look down at me kindly as I asked countless questions. They were safe people to ask questions. They could see and hear what was going on next door with my family, but they still stopped and talked to my kid brother and me. On Halloween and Christmas, they gave us special little goodie bags, and on our birthdays, always had a small gift for us when often others forgot. For me, these caring connections were like treasures of shiny gold nuggets that I would safely store in my pocket. When times were tough, I would pull them out, their light reaching through the darkness, reminded me someone thought I was of worth, I was of value, and someone cared. I would safely store them back in my pocket until I needed them again. My family soon moved away, and I never saw Mr. or Mrs. Porter again. But I had those golden nuggets of caring connections, and they are just as bright, just as powerful, over 55 years later. That is their legacy. The legacy of a caring connection stays with you, and it can grow, because connection creates hope. Hope creates possibilities, and possibilities create dreams. In grade 3, the teacher told us to write a story. I sit at my desk with the stub of my chewed-up pencil, and I'm writing away. The rest of the world disappears, and my hunger, pain, and shame forgotten as I become one with the pencil and paper. The words flow so easily as if they are coming from somewhere else. Teacher tells us time is up, and I abruptly finish my story before she collects them. The next day, the teacher asked me to stand up in front of the class and read my story. This is the first time a teacher has ever called me up to the front because I did something right. I feel excited and proud for finally doing something right, but maybe more importantly, finding something that I could do well. And this gave me hope. And I started to think. No, started to dream of one day becoming a writer and a storyteller. I don't remember that teacher's name, but I remember the richness of that caring connection and another gold nugget to add to my collection. That is her legacy that she gave me. These caring connections not only changed my life, they helped save it. And even though the people who connected with me couldn't change what was going on in my life, it gave me hope that I would get through the day, a possibility that it would one day get better, and it allowed me to dream. And the chances are, these people had no idea the impact they had or would continue to have on my life. A caring connection has no monetary or social barriers. All that is needed is for you to be present with that person in that moment of time and care. We can all care. How I care today? I am that neighbor. I am that teacher. I am that person that cares what you're going through. I am that person who cares what you're going through because I do know how it feels. These are my credentials. And I know every one of you is qualified to care. I see it every day in the work I do. No matter if I'm speaking to youth, teachers, doctors, or even those cops, I know the caring connections I leave behind make a difference. And I know you can make a difference too. The secret is to care. These moments of kindness allow us to see the other, and with it, our mutual humanity. That is the gold nugget. When times are tough, we can pull them out. Their light reaching through the darkness, reminding us someone thought, we are of worth, we are of value, and someone cares. There is strength in receiving and giving that. I no longer need to take half-eaten apples out of the garbage, but I still notice them. You know, some habits are hard to break, right? Conditioning. At times, I still struggle living with a mental illness. And my past sometimes comes to visit me like an unwelcome relative. And we all have one of those, right? But I am a writer and a storyteller today. All these caring connections have helped me get to where I am today. Like, seriously. And these caring connections allow me to move forward, leaving golden nuggets of caring connection in all the work I do. That is my legacy. A caring connection can happen anywhere, anytime, and become anyone's legacy. And that anyone is you. Thank you.